Hello everybody, this is Sonya. Welcome to my channel. I am in Australia. Today it's going to be very hot. I'm sitting in my lounge room surrounded by all my good bits and pieces because I'm working on these square things. I've got 3 like I'm working on at the moment. I'm going to show you how to do some ribbon embroidery today. But I'll just show you a little bit about this one, okay? So I've actually put some seam binding on there, made a little bow, sort of like that, and I've done this one here, ribbon embroidery. That's a nice one. Don't know what I've added since I did it anyway, but I did these this morning. I really like those little blue and pink flowers. So that's the first one I started on, isn't it? And then there's this one here, and I don't think I've done anything on him, but this one here I've put on some seam binding. I made it in I've got a lot to go. I'm just part way through that. And I did this one here that I don't know why that, well, it's kind of sort of not upside down, it's right now. I've done these ones, and I'm thinking I need to put another colour through there, and I'm going to work out how yet. And I've done these ones here that I did with it's an up and down chain stitch, and or up and down blanket stitch, and I saw Kathleen do that on her channel, and I can't remember what it is, and her name is. I can try and put it up on the thing if I remember, okay? And I put a bit of velvet ribbon along here, pink, nice piece of pink velvet ribbon, and I'm just sort of working away along that. So today I think I want to do a bit more on this one here. If I want to do some more ribbon embroidery, I'm trying to work out what sort of thing I want to do, because it's not, easy to find all different sorts of ideas and where to put it. I'm thinking about doing something on this one maybe, on that square today. I've only done one of those woven thing, and this one here too I haven't finished that either, have I? Okay, well, I'm going to move. So I don't know if, I suppose you can see it all right. I've got my flowery dress on here, but if I put that there, you'll be able to see the colours and everything without the dress being in the way. Now, you can use seam binding to do embroidery, to do ribbon embroidery, but it's very wide. So you have to be careful. Well, see, I fastened that one down. Look, see? It looks really cool, doesn't it? And the one that I twisted and went across the other piece, well, it was seam binding. And there's one here, and I'm going to use this, which is a blue one, sort of, and then there's also I don't know what colour you'd call it, because your ribbon is that wide too. If you got some that wide, it's really good. I might just show you how to do the rose, the spiderweb rose on it, because I think I need to do a bit of that. Some roses or some different flowers. Got to come up with some different ideas for flowers, but I think I'll put something here. Hey, let's put something over this section or here. It's got to be filled in a lot more. I've done a bit on this bit. It looks a bit like the ocean. Then I've got all that to put in yet. I've got lots of work still to do on it. This is going to take me a little while. Maybe I could do next year's show. I don't know. Anyway, so I've got little bits and pieces here in front of me that I've been keeping aside to use. When I take them out, I don't put. So there's a bit of pink on that, and you can use up every little scrap. You just got to use up every little scrap. I've actually purchased a bit more today because I bought some the other day, last week, the week before, and they were these mauve colours, but they're very, very small, and that's okay, because to do anything with these, look at, aren't they pretty? And I hope I can put the link for this up for you, so you can see where I got them from. I'm trying to get them out of the box here. Yeah, not working. Anyway, so they all come in all different. And I bought today, I sent away for some that are wider, which is, that's a 4mm one. This one was only, I don't remember what that is. Hang on a second. You can tell by looking at this. That's, yeah, they're 4. They must be 4mm. Oh no, they're not. They're thinner than that. They might be 3. And then I've got the wide one here. I think it's a 7, because that's what I've got now. That's on its way, I hope. This is 9. This 7 will be a little bit smaller than this organza one, see? And that I wanted a little bit wider one, so I could, because I didn't have a lot of colours that I ordered some greens and apricots, I hope. I hope I didn't get more of these, because I'm wondering if I did. I hope not. Anyway, so I'm going to put the lid of this down here and put them back in there and put the lid down, because it's sitting on the arm of my chair here. And it's a bit in the way. Now I've got a fair bit of this seam binding here, or more of that, but I've also torn off some fabric, right? Now I've got some taffeta, so I'm going to show you too that this will work as well. You can sew with this like if you want to as well. I'll show you how to do that, maybe a bit later, but you gotta have ideas. So I'll rip that up, because everything's an idea, you know. There's always something that you can use. Isn't this beautiful colours? 4mm. I'm really stuck on these beautiful things, but I don't know what colour to make me rose. I suppose I could do it. I really like that. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I know, I did it, but it's like everything, you know. If you don't like it, nobody else will, I suppose. I don't know how it works, but if you're doing something that you like, it's a really good idea. Now I have the biggest pile of stuff sitting up there. It's all good, nobody panic. Okay, so let's do something. Let's do something now. That's enough chatting away. Right, we're going to do a spiderweb one, because we need to put one on here. I think we definitely need a spiderweb one. So I've got some little white here, a little bit of white. Not little white, but a little bit of white crochet thread. That's like that there. I used it when I did this here. It's got a nice pearly look to it, hasn't it? I think that's what I used it on. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, so I'm going to do the rose. So I want to go over, I'm going to do blue. I've got all this blue, got heaps of blue. Do I like it or not? Yeah, I suppose so. It's a variegated one. It's a variegated blue. Got a stack of that there. You might do a few roses and a couple of buds, eh? And that'll look really good, won't it? I'll cut a bit off. So that's right there. So I hope we're all in the shot here. We are good. That's good. I better stay in the... Now I've untreated my needle. Put it back on there. So... Haven't got any interesting gossip. I don't know any stories or anything today. Okie dokie. I've got to figure out where I wanted this to go. It's not really exciting at all, really, for me. How about on the green? What about on this bit? Could go there, I suppose. Dark. So there we go. No, I'm not really happy to put it on there. Oops, if we try another bit. How about that? I'm going to put it up here. Or the yellow. I'm in a bit of trouble figuring this out, aren't I? I think I'll go on this pink one, the purple colour. Okay, so we need to make a Y first, don't we? Not too big, because we'll put a few down. And move that out of the way. don't know if you can see this, very plain. Because of the shiny. Because it's shiny, it looks a bit wrong, doesn't it? But once we get the blue on there, you'll be able to see it a bit better. If you like, you use the same colour thread as what your ribbon is, if you want to do that. But I'm just using this one because I've had it, it's already ready there for the thread. I don't have to worry about threading it. Okay. I want to thank everybody for all your lovely comments too. Thank you for leaving me comments. I know I haven't had a chance to get to and answer them, and I'm sorry about that. I try to answer them on here, okay? So I do have something to tell you. Now, Bijou's mum, whose name is Barb, I think, Barbara or something like that, sorry if I got it wrong, said she'd like to see if she could find one of the books like I showed yesterday, the book that I put on the Stumpwork story, about knitted gardens. And I had a look, and I found two. One was in maybe the USA, maybe, or somewhere. It was not $100 and something. I thought, oh wow. But then there's one on eBay, okay? But I think it's in Australia. I think it's in South Australia, and it was only $20 something. So I suppose even if you wanted it that bad and you wanted to pay the shipping, you could get it from here, from Australia. I don't know if I'm happy with that needle for this. I'll put that on my computer on so I can see it. It makes a bit more light. Well, maybe. In theory, I'm thinking. Hope I'm not too much in the shadows here. So I'm going to thread that through there, even though because that should be thick enough for me to pull this through, and I've only got to take it through one time anyway. Get hold of it quickly before it disappears. Very good. Alright. So the book, I couldn't believe was $100 and something, and I don't know whether there was shipping included in that or what that was, but I thought that's a bit rude. I know it's a few years old, but really. Might be very scarce though, but the one that was only $24, as far as I know, is still there on eBay. Was there one on Amazon? It might have been on Amazon. I've seen that one that was really dear. Anyway, so you come up in between your little spiky things, and then of course you're just going to weave around that. And I showed you how to do this the other day on the story that I was doing, okay, but we did it in cotton, and the story was my stitch day, it was the stitches day, over and under, right, over and under. I don't know if I'm keen on this either, so it's a bit dark, but it's okay. We can't keep taking things undone, because you've got to use this stuff. You've got to use this stuff that you got. I'm going to use it. It won't look too bad by the time I finish. I'm going to put some green on it and some pretty when I'm finished. You don't give it a chance. I used to always like the colour blue, but I'm more partial to green these days. Mauves. This isn't too bad. It's got, see how the variegated bit, oh, that's working really good though, because it's got dark in the centre and it's lighter on the outside. Look, isn't that cool? I like how that works. It's really easy and quick ribbon embroidery, I find it to be. Actually, when I say easy, just be careful and it's fine. I mean, I worry all the time about getting something caught, because it's we can easily get stuck on it and make a mistake. I'm going to go down in the back of there, hold on to this with your thumb, all that, get hold of all that stuff and hang on to it really tight, so don't let anything get away from you, see? You don't want it to pull through there. So I even took it through that piece. And that's okay, because I got away with that, didn't I? Okie dokie. Now that looks really good. I wasn't not that disappointed after all, because it turned out really pretty, because the way the colours went. This might work too, so I'll try it again. I don't put a knot on it, because usually I go through and I sew it together, but I've already done that accidentally. I'll put another one out here, eh? Well, good idea if I put some little spokes up there first, won't it? Be a good idea if I get some spokes first. Okay. So, anyway, I can't think of what I was going to say. I'm trying to concentrate here on what I'm doing. We keep getting up real early in the morning. That's okay. That's all right. I got up early this morning. We did lots this morning. I mean, Jeremy, he went up the street and got a few bits that we needed. Only a couple of things. And I, it was the last minute sort of idea because I was making curry to have for me lunch. Because I find it easier to do early, you know, if it's early in that way before I get too agitated or tired, whichever the case may be. Because sometimes I do get a bit stressed out about things, and, you know, if I got too much that I'm trying to do, as I shouldn't do, I suppose, because I've always been mostly a reasonably calm person that says, all day, nobody panic. It's the only way I can keep myself from doing it, I suppose, and but it's okay. So I've made that. Oh, it tastes really good too. I just had a tiny bit off the end of the spoon, that's all. So what we're going to do is just hot it up later for my lunch. But so we did that, and Jeremy's out the back now doing a bit of gardening, and I thought I'd just do my videos here because by the time I carted all this stuff into the room, it just take me too long to, well, and then I want to bring it back, see, because I do this when there's, I don't know, something, when we're watching a bit of telly, if there's an ad on, or if there's something a bit boring and I'm not, you know, too intrigued with, or that, I can just do a couple of stitches, and that's what I'm doing. So then we come up through here and make sure you've got a good thick needle, pull that through, and then you're going to go and you're going to weave around in there, over and over under, over under, over under. Goodness me. Usually go up the street of a Friday, but I've got out of that idea. I'm a bit disheartened about things. As far as going shopping is concerned, as you know, I have a mobility scooter because I can't walk very far, or, you know, and so I don't have a car either. So that's just the way that I am able to go out, see. And anyway, I used to really love going to the Can Assist place, which I've talked about many, many times. I've told you this before, probably, I don't know, but I'm going to tell you again. I'm not going back there anymore because I can't get in the shop. They've got that much stuff in there. It's all over the place. I told you the other day, I think I backed into this pram and had a baby in it. Didn't back in it that hard, I just touched on it. And because the lady couldn't get the pram through either with the baby, so she left it sitting there in the, you know, in the shop, and which there was a spare space where I was getting in. So I'm not going back there. I can't stand it. I just don't want to. It's just too stressful. I can't get there to have a look at the books. I can't get in to look at the sewing things, so I'm not going back anymore. I'm sorry about that, but I'm not going to. That was my way of donating to them, and I'll just have to find another way, I suppose. Because I can go to Vinnie's now. They actually have made room, you know, for people to get in there. They did have it full up with that much stuff, and you couldn't move. And it's just not right, really. It's not only me. There's lots of people that can't go into places because they can't get in and into them properly. There's some sort of rules against that, I reckon. I know there is. They're supposed to have access to everybody, isn't it? You know. And I don't want to go and complain to the people about that at the place that's giving people money for helping with their, you know, medical bills and things when they get cancer. I don't want to say nothing to them people about that. I'll just have to, they'll miss me maybe, I don't know. Said I was one of their best customers. I can't go back in there though, because I just can't stand it. I'm sitting there and they say, now what sort of books do you want to look at? And I just have a bit of an idea, and I say, she's actually put the books, there's a desk, and there's a big, not a desk, a shelf, and it's only about waist high, and it's all full of, maybe shoulder, and I thought, it just depends who you are, all full of old airways bags and things, ports and things like that, you know, like bags. Behind that is all the books on the other side. You can't get there. You cannot get to it unless you're walking. And then you can only just fit. It's just, she's got it all blocked off so you can't get in there. And you don't know what you want until you see it, especially us people that love to bargain hunt. And if we can't see what's in there, you know, it's just pointless, really. But anyway, that's my bitching for the day. I'm probably always bitching about this. I just don't remember, just to be honest. I want to do some leaves around that too, so I'll get some green. I think I just cut off a bit more blue. I was thinking about doing some little buds. Let's do some little buds too. No, we'll do stems and leaves first, and then we'll know how much we got going on. So what's the colour I used on this other one? Yeah, it's a bit lighter than this, but I'm going to go with that one because I think that looks really good. I love the colour of this, I really do. I'll turn that light back on that thing. Okay, so I'll thread that through there. Let's see what I'm doing. This lady I watched last night showed us how to do this with a piece of paper. You get a piece of paper and you can thread your needle with a piece of paper. And it's interesting, but, you know, it worked for her. Seems to me like it was a lot going on, but anyway. So I need a stem and I need some leaves. Okay. Just got to plug this in here to this thing. Got a bit of stuff going on around here. Now let me see. So I might take it in that direction, maybe. What do you reckon? There? Maybe that way? Maybe this way. And be careful to don't get anything caught on them. Righto. I might put a knot in this one. I did. This is only skinny, so you can do that. And this looks really good in stem stitch, this ribbon. Looks really nice in stem stitch. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to do stem stitch up there. And then there, back through there. I'll put the long one in first. It goes up to this top bit. And then it can have some little buds on the sides. Little rose buds. That is a bit long, so too. What you're doing, but it's okay though because it looks good. Don't you reckon? I'm not going to take it off, but I just need to pull that down a bit further. Okay, going up here. And under there. Okie dokie. Now, look at this. I've sewn through that. Aren't I naughty? And I didn't even watch what I was doing, but I haven't wrecked it, so that was lucky. All the time I'm going telling you not to do this, and go and mucked it up myself. So how will I do these leaves? I know. Make sure I've got enough thread, enough ribbon though. We'll start out this way. Go out there. Anything behind me? Nope. I don't know if I want to do a straight one like that or something more fancy. Fly stitch one. do like the look of that though. That doesn't look too bad, does it? If I put that across there, I need to put a bud on somewhere. Maybe I should have put the bud here. I don't know. Right, we might bring that across just to there. Make sure there's, go underneath that thing, stem, with your needle, so that way it won't be, it looks like it's detached, it's not floating around in the air. Okay? And then we'll do another one here. We've got no, bring it down a tiny bit further from there. Make sure I'm not going through anything, and I am. Or I did. I already did that. Oh, gracious me. Well, just hang on to everything. Make sure it doesn't pull through too far. Just keep hold of it. There we go. It's not very long, that one. It's not very wide, I should say, is it? Now, what, the rose should have something here, shouldn't it? Okay, now I've pulled on that thing and I'll fix it up a bit. I'm just going to go up here and put something underneath the rose, around it or something. I don't know. Maybe I should have just not did that. I'm gonna undo that stitch and go in a different, come up in a different place. Where are you? That's him. So I just cut that off there and then I fasten it back on here. Okay. Fasten it back on. Over there. Gotcha. Yeah, so going up the town round is no fun anymore because you can't buy anything there's hardly anything about. Oh, the Salvation Army's pretty good, but I can't get in the door. They've got no ramp at the door for me to go up through there. And the ladies always go and get something for me though. They bought me out some nice fabric the other day, so I bought that and they only charge 50 cents a piece. You go to anywhere else and they charge you $4 or $5 a piece of fabric. It's just outrageous, but anyway. So, while I'm thinking about what's going to go up there, I'm going to make a little track over here to this bit. I'm going to track my way over to this piece. Wait a minute, I'm going to come back from over there somewhere. Where are you? What if I come up through the back of there? There, look, I'm going through it all. But you know what? Because of what it is, and it's woven through, if you press on all of it, keep hold of it down, hold it down, don't let it go, pull that through, and it's, look, it's safe. It's still safe enough. Now I want to put this way, and I hope when I do that I don't make a mistake and it doesn't look wrong. Take it as far down the bottom as I can get it down here. There we go. That's not too bad, does it? I think that looks really nice actually. It's really pretty. I'm gonna need to put some something up around the top there. I need a bud too. I'm gonna do a little bud. Some ribbon. I don't know. Needle. This one here might be good. What do you think we'd do a what's the name? Bullion stitch for the bud. Maybe. Maybe not. See what happens. Might work. Will I be able to do that? If I put it there, it's too high. the other place is too low. What about down here? Is that all right there, you reckon? We put it down there? It's only going to be small. Alright, pull it through. I did make a knot in that too. I did. So I might just do the little bud thing. I'll go back through there. Not really that small, but it'll be okay. Nobody panic. Maybe a bit closer. It's good. It's all right there. This one up in there. So I'm going to try and keep it as close to this as I can, even if I'm overlapping it by halfway. See that there? So that's just overlapping it by halfway. Hang on to everything, just in case. If I've got any green threaded up, I have. I might just... see, I'm going to put the green around it. Yeah, that'll do. Cut that off. Put this right down here. Make a knot, because I can get hold of it right to the end then. I'm looking at it thinking I need something. It needs something to make it a bit more. So that's going to go across this. See, we're going to go across there, okay, so that it's over the top of the blue, and down through the back, not through anything else. Good. Got that bit. Hang on to it. Go back up to the bottom here. Wait a minute. Get closer. Nearly there. There in a minute. Okay. Hang on to everything. And put that up over the top of that as well. Get down in there. So you're on halfway. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Halfway over the top of the bud. Down in through there. Sorry about this. So that's pretty cool. Now, I haven't got much ribbon on here, but I wonder if I can go down here now with to connect it. I don't know. See what we can do. Hang on to everything so you don't pull nothing out of shape. So that's got to come down here, doesn't it? There's a bit there that... well, I could just put a... yeah, I'll unthread it, okay? I don't waste my ribbon. We've been really thrifty here. And then I'm going to put that down there like that. So I'm there's a little bit there missing, but that doesn't matter, does it? Is that going to go on there? Should we put it over this way a bit further? Or straight to the ground? I'm going to go through here. I don't know if I'll be able to do this. I'm being really cheeky trying to make this piece of ribbon last, aren't I? If I put it down there, it won't come back to there. I'm going to have to take one stitch. That probably won't look right. I don't know. Ah dear, over that way, Sonya, something. some sort of thing over here. Maybe over there. It's kind of an afterthought, isn't it? Let's take it back through a minute. Where's it going through at? Where are you? At the bottom of there. Right. Put you back through there. Maybe I just put a piece of thread, sew piece of thread down there. I'll get some more of this. Do it properly. That's the way. Do it properly, Sonya. Most of it all is just going to be used. It's not going to be wasted. It's going to be all used on the cover. I hope. I can get through there. I've got a piece that's been bent, so it's not working very good. Right, let's do this. Through here. I have to show you another stitch too. We'll have to do some more ribbon embroidery, aren't we? So many different nice things you can do with it. It really is so much lovely stuff you can do with it. I've got to do some of that rose though. It needs a lift along. Needs me to lift it up somehow, and I don't know what to do yet. But I'll figure it out. I'm going to take this up here. Alright. This way. Move that over there. Into my road. Okay. You just don't, maybe you wanted to save me ribbon, but I didn't want to wreck me piece of work, did I? It just wouldn't be the thing to do, would it? Hang on to these bits. Whoa, we'll nearly pull that piece through. A bit of green. That's nice. Look at that, isn't that pretty? Now, we need to jazz it up a bit. We need to put something on it. And cut these bits off here. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to put something around it. It'll give it a bit of life. I don't know what that's going to be though. Might have to have a mouthful of water. Too much talking's making me... I'm thinking I need something white amongst this here. And you know, you could put a bit of what's name through it, couldn't you? A bit of feather stitch or something through there. Maybe different colour. A bit of yellow. It look like going up behind there. Probably should have put that down first. I'm going to try and see what I can do with this. Try and see what we can do with it. Just to give it a lift forward a bit. So it's not so dull looking. Well, it is a little bit dull, isn't it? You've got to be honest. Right, so we're going to go behind these things. This is going to have to be in the background, okay? That's what we're looking at. These pieces in the background. So I'm going to actually do a nice stem stitch up there. And hopefully not get caught in anything else while I'm going along. Bit more. And keep going a bit further yet. Oops. Oops. Righto, there's one bit. Now, the next piece can come up there and imagine going behind that rose. Start it down here a bit. And use these just to go through there. Start it down here. So what I'm going to do is go up along here and take it behind that rose there, so it looks like it's gone the back of there, and then come out at the top, which is, but don't pull that, Sonya. Leave that alone. I felt that I had hold of that. I did. So you want to line that up here, find disorder, and bring that up through. So we imagine that we're going this way, right? Turn it a bit. Make it turn. Does that look like it's continuing on? Maybe. Hopefully it does. Righto. Yeah, that looks good. But I'm going to do more, but I want to stop here and show you now what I want to do to that. Okay, I'll show you what I want to do to it now. Don't pull that too tight. Because we're going to have to go shortly, but I'm going to get some white now. Some white and needle. Send me a needle. This one will do, I think. Yep. Thread this white one on. Sort of has a pearly look to it. You could probably put beads, but I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to try and see if I can do some little bits. Come on, through there. Very good. No, we'll have a go. See what it looks like. So up the top here, we can put on some straight pieces. There's one bit. Oh, come on. And you can't see it because of the nice mauve background. You can't see these thread. That's not good, is it? Well, you can, sort of. Can you see that? Gracious me, there it is there. Really? Ah, depends which way you tip it. Right, well that's not going to work, is it? Because it can't, unless we're tipping it, we can't, in a different colour or a bead. Maybe some beads might work better for us. Okay. Well, I might have to come back and do the beads. Do another story for you, another video, because this one's going to be run out. Okay. That piece out there. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please leave me a comment, say what you think, and tell me what you're doing or whatever. See what you're up to today, and come back on here and I'll show you what we're going to do with this next. Okay. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.